One Direction, Florence the Machine, Pharrell and Disclosure among the acts to headline Apple Music Festival. Read more. Codaline and The Script both re-enter the top 5 on the Irish Albums Chart as they play big Irish gigs. Read more. SHE's Broken Up, Broken Down and been filmed 3 sheets to the wind on MTV. Little wonder Florence Welch felt she had been through the emotional grinder as her thoughts turned to her latest LP. She discusses the emotional traumas of taking a long holiday and explains why even free spirits need a little order in their lives. Read more. The new Friday headliner at Glastonbury reclaims her throne. Read more. Ahead of Florence the Machine's Electric Picnic appearance, Ms. Welch opens up. Read more. Florence and the Machine's How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful debuts at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Read more. With How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful sitting pretty at the top of the charts, Ms. Welch has penciled in a pair of dates for September. Read more. How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful enters the Irish charts, and how. Read more. Delilah is taken from How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. Read more. Check out the promo for Ship to Wreck. Read more. Ship to Wreck is taken from the forthcoming How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. Read more. Flamehead pop icon Florence Welch shares her picnic memories and talks about how LA has influenced her upcoming album. Read more. An epic promo from the forthcoming Electric Picnic headliner. Read more. Just announced as an Electric Picnic headliner, we revisit a vintage 2010 interview with Florence Welch. Read more. How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful is out in June. Read more. Their third LP is imminent. Read more. She may be on a year's break, but that didn't stop Florence Welch jumping up on stage last Friday with English band Sourberry at their summer party and belting out suitably rowdy versions of Daft Punk's Get Lucky and Gossip standing in the way of control. Read more. Florence the Machine took their show to the O2 on the 12th of December. Read more. Check out our gallery of live shots from last night's O2 show. Read more. Florence Welch is taking a year off, but not before she brings the Machine to Dublin on December 12th for a farewell to 2012 fancy dress party. Read more. Florence the Machine's Spectrum Say My Name is the band's first #1 single in Ireland and in the UK. Read more. Ed Sheeran, Paul Simon, Jedward and Adele make up the rest of the top 5. Read more. ACD, DVD album and TV broadcast are on the way this month. Read more. It's due out next month. Read more. Ms. Welch returned to Dublin for her biggest headliner yet. Read more. SHE's a muse, a role model and a style icon all in one. But how much do we really know about indie's favourite frontwoman? Florence Welch opens up to hot press about chilling with Karl Lagerfeld, wowing the crowds at the Grammys, and why the best day of her life is just around the corner. Read more. Do not adjust your sets. Normal service has resumed. Read more. The current hot press cover star will be over for a massive gig in March. Read more. Bublé and Coldplay pushed into second and third slots. Read more. Florence the Machine, The Horrors, Man Without Country, a Metallica, Black Sabbath mashup, The Inevitable National Mention and much more. Read more. Flamehead pop priestess serves up glossy reprise of chart-gobbling debut. Read more. What the Water Gave Me is available to download now. Read more. Ms. Florence Welch returns with the first taste from her upcoming album. Read more. Dark Direction hinted at for sophomore effort. Read more. The singer will stand in for Dido at the awards ceremony at the end of the month. Read more. Belsonic, Custom House Square, Belfast. Read more. Florence Live, a gypsy, a witch and a diva. Read more. Ms. Welch co-threaded the boards at the famous Dublin venue ahead of her eagerly awaited Oxygen appearance this July. Read more. The Oxygen-bound singer says her new record is inspired by crystals. We have to profess to being a bit concerned. Read more. The results are in. Florence the Machine, U2, Imelda May and Villages are among your chosen winners. Read more. At the end of a victory lap of just about every major music industry awards show going, hot press manages to buttonhole the Oxygen-bound Florence Welch backstage at the Meteors. Tired but jubilant, the Amazonian belle of the ball spills the beans on collaborations with Dizzy Rascal and David Byrne, her adoration of Courtney Love and My Bloody Valentine, and reveals that all she ever wanted was to appear in an Andrew Lloyd Webber production. Read more. Florence Welch of Florence the Machine has dismissed the theory that there aren't enough female role models in music. Read more. Florence Welch started the year of Virtual Unknown, and ended it an eccentric pop genius worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as Bjork, Kate Bush and Siouxsie Sioux. Read more. Florence and the Machine return to Dublin to open their Cosmic Love Tour with 2 special shows at the Olympia Theatre on Sunday, May 2nd and Monday, May 3rd. Read more. Brit Award-winning stars Florence and the Machine have retained pole position on the official albums chart for a second week. Read more. Florence Welch's mic stand is wreathed in a posy of flowers beside her trusty snare, which will get a good battering later. Dressed in a flowing black dress, she bears impossibly white feet and a shock of copper hair. SHE's been on stage for a few minutes now, but there are still intermittent wild squeals from the depths of the crowd. Cheers I haven't heard for artists 2 decades in the biz, never mind kids barely 2 decades on the planet. Read more. Ms. Welch mesmerizes the crowd at the Olympia, ably supported by hip young things. The temper trap. Read more. A very clever girl who knows the spellbinding heights she can reach by pairing a fearless confidence with an extraordinary vulnerability. Read more. Tickets go on sale this Friday for Belfast and Dublin gigs. Read more. SHE's shaping up to be one of the breakout stars of 2009, with a #1 album and a Mercury Prize nomination to her name. We catch up with Florence and the Machine's Florence Welch, who talks about becoming an overnight sensation, reflects on her bizarre childhood and explains why her most controversial song really isn't as contentious as it's made out to be. Read more. Florence the Machine have been added to the bill for the Electric Picnic, which is where the Mercury Prize nominees made their Irish debut last summer. Read more. Though her hippie-ish sensibilities are a throwback to the flower power era, Florence Welch, aka Florence and the Machine, is one of the year's most hyped new artists. She talks about domestic violence, Andy Warhol, and why sometimes hangovers can be good for you. Read more. B-list Kate Bush doesn't quite live up to the hype. Read more.